Men are not approaching women anymore, and they can't stop talking about it. The female loneliness epidemic is about to get a lot worse.
45 to 50% of men nowadays, like ages 18 to 25, are scared to approach a woman. Mainly them reporting that they're worried they're gonna come off as creepy, like women are gonna find them creepy. Which is why obviously we have more of like the shift to cuffed or hinge, because I think on both sides, people feel like you can maybe get to know a person a little bit better than like maybe having some sort of awkward interaction in person. I think it's good that we have options, right? Like people can do the dating app, or maybe if you're a little bit more confident to approach someone, like you can do that in person. But it is kind of crazy that almost like half the men out there just don't want to do it. It's wild.
One might think maybe men are to be blamed for the female loneliness epidemic and for men not approaching. But then you hear women like this.
I'm gonna need all y'all men to stop talking to us women when we're in public. We do not want to talk to you. Don't be offering us gum at the gym in between sets. Don't be creeping up behind us while we're trying to thrift our next find. Don't be giving us compliments on our outfits. That should not come from you. Leave us alone. We want to be left alone. If you want to meet someone, go to a bar. Get on a dating app. Go to a club. The rest of us that are just out in the wild, we want to be left alone.
The real question is what men are offering gum to women at the gym. But jokes aside, do you see why men might be confused on approaching women in public? Half of the women are begging men to approach them, while the other half doesn't want men to breathe the same air.
Okay, so when my friend and I go out, we don't get approached by men. And it's happened like a handful of times where we'll go out and we look nice, you know, we're putting our best foot forward, we're fun, we're talkative, we laugh, the whole nine, okay? We don't get approached.
Not around here, partner.
We live in LA. I don't know if that's part of it. I don't know if men in other parts of the country are different, but in LA, it feels like that just doesn't happen anymore. I don't know. I'm gonna put a picture of us and you guys can see what we look like. I don't think like we're bad looking, you know? Like what is it?
What do you guys think is the real reason men have stopped approaching women in public? I'm curious what you guys think. Let me know down below.
Remember in college when all you had to do was get blackout drunk on any given night, the night of your choosing, in order to find like a hot, jacked guy? Now when I see a guy who's jacked, I'm like, that's so nostalgic. I used to have my absolute pick of the litter with you, and now at 33 years old, I'm traipsing around the city in high heels trying to find a bar that will let me in, and then also trying to find a guy who's like hot and jacked, and like I have to care about like personality and your job now. Like, are you ambitious? Because like I have to actually want to spend time with you, whereas in college, like all you had to care about was, are you hot? Like I miss those days.
Instead of looking for a bar at 33 years old, maybe she should be looking for a husband. And we wonder why so many women are single.
I know this is random, but you have a really nice style.
Men don't approach us anymore. This is why. Because we'd rather just not be seen as a creep. Just for making an innocent comment and starting a conversation. So ladies, you can approach us now. Because I don't want to walk up to a girl and then her make a video of how I ruined her moment just because I wanted to start a conversation. So you approach us, because not one man on this earth will get annoyed at you for starting a conversation. Doesn't matter if he has no interest in you romantically, or if maybe he doesn't even want to talk to anyone in that moment. But he will never treat you like a mangy dog like this lady is. It will be nice. Yeah, someone was interested enough to talk to me. That's an interaction. That's called being a human being. But this, I'm just not approaching.
A woman will mock a man for approaching her, even post it all over social media for likes, but then later on she will cry online that she's lonely and no man wants her. Make it make sense.
So I'm probably gonna get shit for this video, but honestly I don't care, I'm gonna make it anyway. I wanna talk about guys that reject hot chicks and then slum. Meaning you dated a hot girl and then decided that hot girl was not for you, and are now dating a girl that is not nearly as hot.
You sure about that?
Obviously, there can be a lot of factors as to why you reject a hot girl. This is just a very broad generalization, but I'm gonna say it. I think the main reason that men reject hot women is because they don't want to have to work that hard. I mean, I think it's no secret that hot chicks tend to have higher expectations and higher standards than maybe less attractive women. I know how that sounds. It sounds really bad, but I think it's just because, again, hot chicks are just used to being treated a certain way. So I do think oftentimes when attractive men meet attractive women, they're almost like, crap, I'm actually gonna have to put in a lot of work here. Whereas girls that are less attractive just don't require that much work. To be clear, I think that you guys should be putting in work for whoever you are dating, no matter what they look like. But I think that girls that are less attractive, I mean, they're gonna be more likely to just accept you for how you are. They're gonna appreciate you more. They're going to demand less. They're gonna make you feel better about yourself. Again, obviously, I'm sure that it's like you could break up with a hot chick because she's just an asshole. But if that were really the case, then why wouldn't you date another hot girl afterwards? And yes, I understand that obviously other things than looks are more important, and you could have matured and realized like, hey, I actually want to date somebody that I have shit in common with and makes me laugh and that's smart and cool and not just hot. But there are hot girls that have good personalities and that are smart and cool and you have things in common with too. They're just higher maintenance. I get it, you're gonna call me shallow and all of that, but I'm just calling it like I see it. Am I crazy?
Beauty is subjective, so who is she to know what a certain man likes or doesn't like in a woman? The real question is, why does she care so much as to what type of women men prefer?
Did you guys know that 44% of Gen Z men have never approached a woman in public, which makes sense if you haven't been living under a rock. So if you're a Gen Z man or whoever, like literally it does not matter, and you're afraid to approach a woman in public or even on a dating app, this video is for you. I've seen a ton of discourse about this online, and I don't know why this gets overcomplicated so quick. It doesn't need to be overthought. All you need to do, if you want to, a girl you think is attractive, just go up to approach her and be like, hey, I think you're stunning. I would love to get you to know you more. Here's my number if you want it. Video doesn't need to be drawn out any longer than that. That's all you need to do. Give her a number, and I'm sure she'll be kind and respect you more and actually take your number because you had the balls to ask and approach her in public. It's pretty easy to tell if a girl's not interested, but if she doesn't treat you with respect and isn't kind, then think you dodged a bullet. Why would you want to be with someone who wouldn't be kind to anyone in that situation? And two, I get a bunch of comments about like dating apps and responding to girls on dating apps. Just say hey or say something funny. Well, I love when a guy actually like shows his personality and is like a smartass or sarcastic when responding to me or messaging me on dating apps like Cuffed.
The irony that a few months back, women unanimously said they would rather choose to be with a bear in the forest than a man, and now the same women are giving dating advice.
Bursts. Can you put 25 on each side? Thanks. Who are you? Hey, my name's Sydney. I'm here to work out. Oh.
At this point, she should just leave the gym, cancel her membership, and never come back. Also, have you guys realized how bad women handle rejection?
All right, guys, I need answers. I want to know why men in Australia do not approach women. I need to know. There's so many opportunities for you guys to approach us. Grocery store, gym, in the club, in a bar, in the street, whatever. There is a nice and polite and healthy way to approach women. Like, I haven't been approached, and I know that multiple other single women have never been approached by a man. This is a genuine question. I want to know what it is. Like, why do men not approach? Why is there a trend of this? Like, and everyone from overseas comes to Australia and they're like, I've never been approached. Men don't ask me on dates. What is it? I want market research. I want to know why. Comment below. If you're an Australian man, tell me. I want to do market research.
I don't think it's just Australian men that are not approaching women. It's men worldwide that have given up on chasing women.
This is my proof that I think that the population is going to slowly decline because I am in a room of like 100 men and not one of them has approached. I just think men this day and age don't want to date.
Have you noticed a pattern? Not one of these women has taken accountability for why men stopped approaching. Instead, they talk as if men randomly decided overnight to stop pursuing women. But after years of hearing "don't approach us" and being warned they'll be labeled creeps, a lot of men simply adjusted their behavior. Now suddenly everyone's acting shocked.
You want to know the real reason why men reject women? Here are the real reasons, straight to the point. Number one, he just wanted the chase. Some men love the thrill of having to win you over. Once they got that feeling of what it's like to have you, even if they haven't fully gotten you, that thrill is now gone. And if he disappears after you give him access, it was never about you. It was about his ego. Number two, he felt pressure. When a man isn't serious, there are two things that can trigger him. If you call out his inconsistency, or if he senses that you are over pursuing, needy, and making him your whole world. Either way, it forces him to step up, and instead of rising to the occasion, he'll reject you to avoid the accountability. Number three, you didn't play small. Some men want women who will shrink themselves, who will settle, who will make their entire world about him. The second that you show your standards, boundaries, or your ambition, he sees you as too much. That really just means that the man was not enough, and he knows that he'll never be enough. Number four, he wasn't looking for a relationship. He just wanted the perks. A lot of men reject women. They realize that they can't keep getting the intimacy, validation, and attention without giving commitment. It's up for you to hold your standards if that is something that you really want. Number five, you triggered his insecurities. If a man really feels like you are out of his league, whether that be looks, confidence, or lifestyle success, and he's insecure about himself and where he's at in his life, he might end up rejecting you first to make himself feel like he's in control. So the next time a man rejects you, don't spiral and think, what is wrong with me? Ask yourself, what about me exposed him? Because rejection isn't always a loss. Sometimes it's just a man showing he couldn't measure up.
Or maybe he looked at the situation, realized you weren't compatible, and moved on. But once again, accountability is nowhere to be found. Somehow it always becomes about what the man did instead of asking whether both people played a part.
I've dated in other countries, and now that I'm back in the US, I can confidently tell you that the US dating culture is f***ed. I've had the opportunity to travel and live in other cultures such as Europe and Latin America, and the US is by far the worst. I stopped dating in the US a long time ago because I was so over it, but since I've been back, I've been observing, y'all are screwed. The US is a lost cause when it comes to dating. It's beyond painful. And before people get defensive, let me say this. It's not just men, it's not just women, it's both. A lot of men here have no idea how to lead anymore. They think leadership means showing money, a car, or some lifestyle on Instagram. But leadership isn't what you have or how many drinks you could buy girls at the bar. It's how you carry yourself. Confidence, presence, knowing how to approach a woman and have a conversation like a normal human being. But then on the other side, a lot of women are playing games. They're cold, standoffish, testing guys, waiting for some perfect 6'5" millionaire who checks every box. So what happens? Men start leading with money, women start leading with attitude, and nobody is actually connecting anymore. Feels like everyone's negotiating a contract instead of getting to know each other. In a lot of other countries, people are just more natural and genuine. Guys make the effort and women are receptive. They talk, they laugh, they flirt. Here it feels like everyone's guarded, calculating, and exhausted. Like I can literally see it in everyone's faces when I'm out. They're in their heads trying to think of the best move or reply or sizing someone up, just ready to judge immediately for any little thing. It's pathetic. And then everyone complains dating is terrible. Yeah, because the culture is broken. It only gets better when both sides change their mindset, drop the ego, and more real connection.
I've been saying it for a while, dating the last few years has been transactional. It's all about what can you provide. Will you pay for the woman's nails to get done before the first date? Will you take her on vacations? Will you pay her bills? The list goes on because if you don't, there's always some simp that will.
Honestly, in this day and age, shame on the women who shit on guys who actually try respectfully to like get your number or like approach you or like just hit on you in general in like a public setting. Extra bonus points if it's not a fucking bar or an atmosphere that involves alcohol. Like, I hate when girls like, ew, like that guy like came up to me, like what a weirdo. Like, they literally need to be encouraged to do that. Like, no one does it anymore. I love when men like shit on like girls who go out in bars and stuff and stuff like that or whatever. But like, where are you gonna find your husband on Hinge? At the grocery store? They are not fucking approaching you there. Swear to God, whenever someone approaches me, specifically not in a bar setting, I have the utmost respect. Even if I don't find them attractive, I'll give them a number regardless or conversate with them regardless because it's like so admirable in this day and age to actually have the nerve and the kahunas to go and do that. So stop shitting on them because we need that.
Couldn't agree more. Rejecting someone respectfully isn't hard. You don't have to be cruel about it. But now a lot of men see videos of approaches being recorded, mocked, and blasted online, so they start asking themselves, Is approaching even worth the risk anymore?
Going off the back of my dating rant the other day, I have another point to make. Is anyone out here getting approached in public? Because I have never in my life been approached in public by a man. Like, never. And maybe that's embarrassing to admit, I don't care. But I'm just like, I don't want to be on the apps. But how else am I meant to meet people? Like, no one's asking for my number. What am I meant to do? Like, I don't think I'm unapproachable. But also, like, I have such a fulfilling life with my friends and girls that, like, I'm not going to male-centered spaces. I don't know.
At this point, maybe women should start approaching men. For years, many men have felt discouraged by mixed signals and the fear of being publicly shamed or labeled negatively. If approaching is becoming harder for men, why should all the pressure still fall on them? Maybe it's time for dating effort to become a two-way street.
Here's how I've tried to date in the wild is I try to do like 3 to 4 glances and I try to smile at a guy that I am like interested in. And it's not a glance of like, if I'm glancing at you, it's not like I'm just like, I'm not just scanning the room. It's like,
what?
And then I'm gonna look away. I'm gonna do a little smile and then I'm gonna look away. This is just from what I have observed from my perspective, is that good men are nervous to approach women in public, even if she's giving him those kind of signals, because all they hear about is all of the bad guys who are super aggressive in bars or just kind of like gross to women in public. And these good men are like, that would be like my worst nightmare if I was construed to be doing that. So thank you. Like, that's deeply appreciated that you guys are respectful and kind to women. I think that they're just nervous to either like be misreading the signals. Like maybe she was just smiling to be polite. Maybe she was just scanning the room. With me, honey, like I love to flirt. Not that I am a flirt. No, I am a flirt, but like a good flirt with a good heart.
You got me.
Heart of gold. But you will know. I will be putting those signals out. And men, we also appreciate it when, you know, if you do happen to misread the scenario, like accepting like a polite decline or just like accepting friendship. Ooh, I know that's really cringe to say. What am I trying to get at here? The other reason that maybe men don't approach is exactly what I said just now, is fear of rejection. And that is so real. Like, that's a human thing. Like, maybe men get rejected more on the front end, but women get rejected too. Every human deals with rejection. So I know it's scary, but in this world of dating apps and being online constantly, like, I don't know, maybe be brave. Just like try it. Just try and go up to that woman that you think is kind of being flirty and go into it with like the intention of like friendliness. Read her. If she's giving you flirty, flirt back, honey. Honey, flirt back.
I do think men should start approaching women again. And I think women should stop recording or mocking men who try approaching as well. With that being said, that's it for today, folks. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Have a great day.